Another excerpt from Empathy Unleashed, the book I'm writing about people that bring empathy into the workplace. And I have about 7 areas of employment and services that I was thinking of. And under public servants, I was going to do a piece where I did a story from someone that does veteran services. And then I got thinking about it. I thought it deserves its own chapter. You know, the work that our military do and the veterans and those that support them is really remarkable. And it's really unique. It's a very specialized thing. And I was almost not embarrassed, but shy to do it because I haven't lived that experience. You know, veterans really shine with veteran-to-veteran contact. But I did my best to try to honor it. And part of the inspiration came to me was the story of Desmond Doss. And he is the gentleman that's the story behind the movie Hacksaw Ridge. And so it inspired me. So I actually, much like the other personal stories I did his kind of biographical personal story. So I'd like to read that here for you. Desmond Doss, the Army medic. I can't tell you how many times I've watched the movie Hacksaw Ridge and cried at the pure humanity that Desmond Doss demonstrated amongst horrific times. I knew I wanted to have a veteran's perspective, and here I could think of none greater than Desmond Doss. Desmond grew up in Lynchburg, Virginia, holding a simple, unshakable belief that every life was sacred. A Seventh-day Adventist and a lifelong pacifist, he refused to carry a weapon, but when World War II erupted, he couldn't stand the thought of other young men fighting and dying without him there to help. He enlisted as a medic, choosing to serve not by taking life, but by protecting it. His compassion was misunderstood from day one. He was mocked, threatened, and even court-martialed for refusing to touch a rifle. But he held firm to his quiet truth: I will serve, but I will not harm. In the Pacific, that conviction transformed into courage. Under fire in Guam and Leyte, Doss ran towards the wounded with a kind of holy urgency, crawling through bullets and shrapnel to bandage and carry men to safety. The same soldiers who once called him a coward began whispering a different prayer. If I get hit, I hope Doss finds me. His empathy, unyielding, grounded, selfless, became the lifeline men clung to when everything else was falling apart. Then came Okinawa and the sheer cliff known as Hacksaw Ridge. When a brutal Japanese assault forced American troops to retreat, Doss stayed behind, alone, listening for the voice of any man still breathing. Through the smoke and carnage, he repeated one prayer over and over: Lord, help me get one more. Get teary. All night he moved across the battlefield, lowering wounded soldiers down the cliff rope one by one. By sunrise, he had rescued an estimated 75 men, including some who once tormented him. Even after he was wounded, hit by a grenade and then a sniper's bullet, he continued treating others, giving up his own stretcher for a soldier in worse shape. When President Harry Truman placed the Medal of Honor around his neck, he said he felt more honored to meet Doss than to be president. Doss simply said he tried to live the golden rule. For Empathy Unleashed, his story shows the most powerful truth of all. Empathy is not softness, it's courage in its purest form. Doss stepped into war without surrendering the tenderness at the core of his heart and his soul. He proved that compassion can stand where violence reigns, and that one person's devotion to life can rewrite the fate of dozens. His legacy is a reminder to every healer, helper, and witness. Your love may be the lifeline someone is praying for. I love everybody. Dream big.